Stand, would you kindly? Run! Stop! Turn. A man chooses. A slave obeys.
Welcome to Would You Kindly, a game podcast.
Howdy.
I am one of your hosts, Austin, joined by my co-host,
Quentin. Hello, everyone. Hi, how is everyone doing?
Quentin, how are you?
I'm actually, can I be honest?
Be honest.
I'm
Be honest for
doing
once in
okay.
your life.
I'm doing okay, but I am a little nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Thanks.
But maybe you should be, because we have a very special guest tonight.
He's here.
A very special guest.
He's here. He made it.
You could say he's a veteran in the podcast game. the former SSI, Spider-Man Snacks Idiots podcast co-host, Parker W. Thomas. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, guys. It's
The
been
W
a
stands
while.
It
When?
has been a while.
What's your middle name?
Will I am?
Oh, I knew it. That's why I said Will.
Am.
No, but for real, what is your name?
William.
It is
Oh, it
William.
is? Oh.
That's why I called him Parker W. Thomas.
No,
which
I know
I
with
think
the
he
W.
should go by. I think it sounds better than just Parker
It
Thomas.
sounds like a president.
Yeah, Parker W. Thomas sounds like you're a politician.
Parker Bill.
Well, we have a lot to talk about tonight. We are
We
talking
do.
about a game called Balatro, a indie card game.
And you specified that is the correct pronunciation of that.
Compared to ChatGPT and YouTube videos that I've watched online, it is Balatro. Parker, you're kind of the knowledge guy with this stuff. Is that correct?
I was educated on the pronunciation of the fictitious word Balatro, and I guess it's just up to the developers how they want to say it.
No, it's not a real word.
Well, but we don't even know who the developers are.
Yeah.
also.
Well,
it's-
yeah. Well, we know that they're just called. They have a name, Local Thunk. That's it.
Right, which is kind of a sick name.
Sick name for one guy in Canada.
Heck yeah.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. But first, show and tell, roll it. Okay, show and tell. Quentin,
Wow.
this is
Wow.
your week. I did week 1.
Wait, it was
Week
mine.
2.
I didn't bring anything. I'm just kidding.
And that's the show.
That's it.
What did you bring us tonight?
I accidentally just showed it to the camera. I'm an idiot. I
didn't
brought.
see it.
Oh my god, I can't even get it out.
What?
They're called Betty Booze.
Sparkling
I-
tequila.
It's a sparkling tequila with pineapple. I got 4 of them, and there's 4 little boys in this room right now that would love a quick drink.
So are these?
Yes.
I've seen these before, and I think
I've
I follow
never seen
her
these
on
before.
Instagram. Because
It's a girl?
I think it's Blake Lively's company.
Wait, really?
Get these out of my sight.
Wait, is that like a controversy right now?
There's that
Hold
dumb. My wife tells me about it. That
Oh, man.
Jake Baldino or whatever.
The whole like
no, that just
Yes.
Jake Baldino is
Blake
So
gamer.
you
Lively-
guys didn't know that Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively is
Baldoni.
who we're talking about
Do you know
tonight?
what's so funny? Jake Baldino is Gamer Ranks, the guy who does the before you buy stuff. The name Justin Baldoni is the actual guy. Completely
So Blake Lively
misconstrued.
did
those names.
found Betty Booze. So we are having her drink right now.
Well, that was
And
unintentional.
Are we gonna get sued? Because I feel like it's like she's the type of person that'd be like, yeah, I'm just
I
gonna
don't know.
sue this like.
She's attached to Deadpool, and I love Ryan Reynolds. So at this point, let's just do it.
I gotta say,
anyways.
he has my
Ooh, they're
favorite
cold.
gin.
Aviator's
and
great.
Aviation's fantastic. And
Aviation?
yes.
What's an Aviator?
So she makes a non-alcoholic version of this called Betty Buzz. And that's the only reason why I didn't know that she got into the alcohol game.
Was the Betty Buzz before Betty
It was.
Boop? Oh, interesting.
It was an alternative for people who
Betty
wanted to drink
Booze.
something that tasted alcoholic but wasn't.
Interesting.
I'm actually really excited to try this.
Okay, good. I'm glad I bought something that wasn't. As soon as you said it's like Blake Lively's company, I was like, well, I'll just see. My
Yeah,
way out.
that,
just see myself.
what a
to the
downer.
door.
What a downer. All right, let's open this bad boy
Here we
up.
go.
Let's get a noise. Oh, crisp. Let's see.
I can smell the tequila from here. Nope, I can't. It smells like dog food.
It's pretty good.
Oh,
That's
whoa.
good.
Oh, Blake,
the-
you never let me down.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's good.
What the heck?
That's really good.
I'll be honest. On the nose,
Not that
smells
great.
like pedigree.
Yep.
It smells or it tastes really good compared to how it
It
smells.
does.
You hit that one right on the nose.
Yeah, dude, it
smells like
exactly
pedigree.
like
No, he's
dog
kind of a
food.
wizard with like comparing taste and smells. Dude, you ruined Blue Moons for me. I drank a Blue Moon.
It
and
is
you
so
I'm so
bright.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, I drank a Blue Moon and you
sorry.
go, hot dog water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's all I can think about now.
You're not the first person to call it dog water. That is, yeah.
Hot dog
not
water
like
specifically.
a canine water. Like, you know when you buy like Ballpark Franks in that like weird little plastic thing, and then you break it open and there's all that liquid at the bottom? If you pour that into a bottle, put a thing over it, and then hand it to somebody in a blue moon, like they'll drink it and be like, oh, it tastes great.
That's disgusting. That's it.
And then you squeeze an orange into
Same
it.
thing, same thing with Heineken. You said, I drank it, and you said skunk water. And I'm like, I'm never drinking Heineken again.
Well, that's a skunky beer. All the blue.
Hefeweizen?
No, green bottled. I got Blue Moon on the head.
Rolling Rock?
Yeah, Rolling Rock. Same thing. They're all skunky.
Yeah,
they all
are.
have this weird kind of like, and I hate to say it, but it just kind of like, it's like a light human BO kind of vibe.
Yeah.
That isn't my favorite. Like Heineken's I'll drink, but man, they're
Hate
nowhere
that
near
you've
my
ruined
favorite.
Rolling Rock for me.
No, see,
I'm just
Rolling
kidding.
Rock's
I'm
light
not-
enough.
Schlitz, maybe, but
Schlitz is bad. Schlitz is just bad.
Mm.
Anyways.
What do we think about this, though? This is
It's
pretty,
great.
It's
Tastes
pretty
great.
good.
this
Tastes
is
great.
pretty solid. I'm
It's
getting
very
more
solid.
solid.
If I was to just smell it, I'd say this is for a dog, but you know.
Just hold your nose and drink it, and everything will be okay.
Well, you don't have to hold your nose. As soon as it hits, you get the pineapple right away.
Right.
The alcohol taste is super low. It's 5% too, by the
Smoky pineapple, mind you.
It does taste
It's
kind of
4.5.
smoky.
way. Already giving fake news.
Giving you
immediately.
charred pineapple.
While we're drinking these, let's talk the Eagles, dude. The Eagles are in the Super Bowl.
Why? That's what I'm nervous about. I'm not nervous about this. I'm nervous about my boys. My boys on Sunday are playing, and it's against Darth Vader and the Empire. So I
You really
don't know
think
how it's
that-
going to go.
You really think Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's obviously Patrick Mahomes is Darth Vader, dude.
I want him to
Emperor
be better than
Palpatine
Brady,
is,
though.
Huh?
I really want him to be better than Brady.
He probably will be.
I hope so, because I hate Brady. And I think he's like a
No,
terrible
you're wrong.
announcer.
Wrong. You're wrong. Everyone says you're wrong. That's what
Tom
I've always
Brady's
said.
great. I just like, he is like a horrible person.
I thought you said you wanted him to be better than radio, and I immediately went back to the movie. And I'm like,
Is Cuba Gooding
with
Jr.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Hi, radio.
I'm pretty sure I'm better at football than radio.
I guarantee Mahomes is better at football than radio. Like, I would actually bet my entire paycheck for this podcast on it, that he is better.
God dang, that's so funny.
I almost spit my Betty Boos all over the mic.
I promise he's better. What should
Yeah.
we rank this? Let's
I'm
give it a
giving
rating.
I'm giving it a nice 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5. We do it the letterbox style, Parker, so it's out of 5.
You can say 5 stars. You can say 5 whatever numbers.
What's letterboxed? I'm just kidding. I'm
4 movies. That's literally impossible. That's impossible. I can't. All right, but the Shining, those videos are sick. They were like kind of started sick, and then they got like so like
Really very hard to watch.
very
after a minute,
cringy.
yeah.
This is a comfortable 4.5. I could drink this any night of the week.
Thank you. This is like, oh wait, no, you said 4.5.
4.5.
4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, that's a little.
But I
That's fine with
I like pineapple.
I do
Pineapple
too.
flavored anything.
I
Pina
do too.
colada,
Pineapple. My favorite
pineapple
fruit.
flavored pineapple.
But
I am a sucker for that.
pineapple itself is amazing. Pineapple flavoring can go either way for me.
Maybe this is the tequila, but is pineapple spelled literally pine space apple?
No space.
But
no
then you-
space.
I
Just
know
the
there's
word.
not a
together.
space, but I'm saying it is pineapple. Never knew that.
You thought it was a Y?
I don't know what I thought. I thought maybe one N.
You ever thought about how we name
Never spelled
things
it.
like,
I thought maybe an N in there.
like pineapples
Maybe an I. I
and
don't know.
grapefruits don't actually sound like they are like written like grapefruit?
I don't
Pineapple?
write. I don't write ever.
Well,
I don't
People-
write nothing.
Have you been asked like at a bank to be like write something and like you go to write and it's like I actually don't know how to do this. That I feel that like constantly.
Yeah, and but here's the thing: you got to be a bulldog with the questions. You just got to be like, where do I sign? What?
Yeah.
What do I do? No, what do I
Sir,
do?
that's not how you spell what. You just got to be confident.
Like, no, you're not writing a sentence. You're not writing why you're here. You're writing your name. We need a signature.
I would like money, please. I have a gun.
I don't know where I am, and I just wrote my wife's phone number over and over and over
Yeah.
again, just four or five times, just in case they
That
didn't
sounds about
realize
right.
that's who they should be calling.
That sounds about right.
And the last time I just did 911 because I just didn't know what to do.
Is your number still
know how to write that.
911? Alrighty then.
Nick, what are you giving this drink?
2.5.
Oh, you don't like it.
Whoa.
I'm picky on my seltzers. It's not as bad as like Fake Peach sucks.
Mm.
Oh,
I think Fake Peach makes me disgusted. This is a little better.
Unless you're talking about
is a little vomity.
peach rings.
It's a little vomity.
Acidy. It's acidy.
Yeah.
It's
But
bad.
peach rings, though,
Are amazing.
Well, that's
are
candy.
amazing.
We're talking.
But that's artificial peach.
It is artificial peach, but I would say like liquid peach.
You know what the
liquid
most
peach, yeah.
Liquid
disgusting
artificial
is?
peaches. Oh,
Anything like peanut butter and jelly beer or like
Ooh.
chocolate mousse cake beer is so disgusting. to me.
chocolate mousse cake.
Oh, you're
beer.
No, there's
talking
all
like-
kinds of weird stuff. It's
Like flavored stouts or
right.
porters.
No, like the porters where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is banana pancake beer. I'm like, this sounds disgusting.
yeah, you
I don't mean
probably
to-
are a brewery in Flagstaff. And
Exactly. I don't mean to rattle off just an insane insult to a group of people, but if you drink stouts on the regular, explain
going
that to
to
me
die
for
at
1
55.
second. Your heart's gonna implode in about 5 years if you keep doing that.
hey, I like my motor oil. You leave me alone.
That is a dinner. Dude, people like eat a steak and a potato and then like several
Drink
stouts.
like
Yeah.
a harp. Like what
Yeah.
are we? Like, look, I like a harp once a year. I'll drink a Guinness at an Irish pub in Ireland.
Right.
That's it, dude.
Yeah,
I don't drink,
I agree.
and I have no problem with Guinness. It tastes great.
Guinness
It's so good. It tastes like I drank a loaf of bread.
I agree.
Not taste, sorry. Feels like afterwards, it's a loaf of bread in your stomach.
Oh, did you know I made Irish car bombs for everybody tonight?
Oh,
Oh, nope. I would say no. Worst sick I've ever been on is
Oh, God.
Irish carbonas.
that was Keegan and Talia's night
It is
when
a
I
special kind of sick.
threw up.
It's so
I
much
mixed
sugar.
a margarita and then that, and then I had something else, and it just like did not sit well with my
Yeah,
stomach.
It's the sugar.
it's the sugar. Yeah. Those will get you on the sugar.
Alcohol's
It's like
so
wine,
bad for you.
wine hangovers.
It's
are
so
rough.
It's so terrible. I'm gonna give this. This is a 4 out of 5 for me.
Okay. That's a little
I
bit.
would drink these, dude. In the summer by a pool, I would drink like 4 of these easily.
Okay. Well, dude, in
They
the
come
summer,
in fours.
in the summer by the pool, I'll drink any sort of liquid. If it's cold and it's by the pool,
Right.
I'm drinking. I just think I could see myself getting tired of these after like the third one or second one.
They're so refreshing to me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, if it was ice or poured over ice, oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. I think poured over ice would be perfect.
With a cute little pineapple wedge.
Pineapple wedge.
In one of those little umbrella sticks.
They make me a little burpy though. I'm definitely
Yeah.
burpy after these.
No, they're sparkling. So
Somebody
Don't get
burped me.
So what do we have? So this is our current stance, not knowing what's going on with Blake Lively and like the legal. Like,
Oh my God.
it's something weird. I don't even know what's going on. I just know she's in like headlines, and I ignore it.
So the whole
now
thing
there's
is
a
a slippery
theory-
slope.
Do you know any of it?
I learned from my wife and some friends of hers that I'm apparently on the wrong side of the argument, and then I just admitted, I'm like, I don't have any skin in the game. I don't.
Why
really,
am I even talking about this?
It's not that I don't care, because both sides of it, depending on whose side you're on, I guess, could really have a lot of implications for one side or the other.
I know. I think there's like
Women's rights, a man.
I think
claiming
there's
to be a
like
feminist.
legal, like not jail time, but like a lot of money involved right now.
I think it's like 40 million or something.
And
that.
like
maybe another
nuclear
zero.
weapons are involved.
Yeah,
as
there's
well.
WMDs, weapons of mass destruction, or
yeah,
Dude,
it's crazy. It's like
the
really.
UN's involved. The UN has
The
just gotten involved.
UN is involved.
Okay, so Betty Booze, thank you Blake Lively for making this. I guess it's kind of good. I probably will buy it again.
As will I.
Thank you, Quentin, for bringing it.
Hey man, I was walking through Total Wine and I was having a panic attack because I didn't know what to bring, and I saw this and was like, "Sounds cool, looks cool,"
like it.
and tequila and pineapple I can get down with.
Best
It's
show
good.
and tell I've had today.
That's good.
There we go. Show and tell. Thank you. Let's get our RuneScape update from Nick. Roll it.
For the first time of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell us about RuneScape. Dude, I'm so excited to hear about RuneScape right now.
At this point,
No, I'm
we
not.
need to hear
All right.
about RuneScape.
The message for today is play a farming game. Too many people are playing these games with crazy mechanics. I know you guys love to play your Spider-Man games and your BioShocks where it's a shooter and there's all kinds of story. No, sometimes you just need to sit and stare at a screen and chop down 300 logs and burn those logs on fire and cook your chicken over those logs and do absolutely nothing in a mindless, numbing way. And I think that's the best part about video games at times. We're getting a little bit too advanced with games, I would argue. So
Couldn't agree
I'm
more.
curious to know if you guys enjoy any farming games.
Well, okay, let's be very clear on what farming is. Are you talking about I am a farmer like Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon, or farming as
so
in
good.
I am grinding in the game, I am doing very, very easy and
It's like the
long
World
tasks.
of Warcraft farming.
Grinding. You're
Grinding.
talking
Resource
Is that a
Grinding
grind? You
games.
think that's a grind?
Okay, no.
Because you could grind any game.
So here, I
You can
think
grind
this
anything.
is such a good distinction.
Grinding versus farming. This is a
grinding
clip this shit.
is-
Okay, grinding versus farming.
Okay, you can farm a grind. Can I be honest?
But you can't grind a
Grinding-
farm.
You can't grind a farm. No, I'm just joking. What I'm trying to say is,
What you're trying to
grinding
say
is-
that is it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
That's good. We
in
should
a
put that
war.
on a shirt.
Oh,
It's your
my God,
enlightenment.
you're speaking gold right now, my friend.
Here's the thing. It's
Wait, I've got a
Oh,
point.
sorry, go.
Grinding and farming are two different things, but I do think that like farming to me was like I am gonna go around and do all of the chests in Destiny 2 that you go. There's these random chests that are in these random spots that if you go to, they have like sometimes weapons or whatever in them, and every 2 hours they reset. And so I would just spend, and it takes about an hour and a half to go through all of them. So I would spend like my nights like cracking a beer. I'm gonna play some Destiny 2 and farm. I'm not actually planting plants, but I'm farming this little area that I can keep going and doing all these chests in. That's farming a grind.
Okay.
Grinding is actually, I think, going in and doing something that feels laborious and feels like a job over and over again. It feels like a grind.
So what
That's
would you
grinding.
consider the gauntlet in Elden Ring? And everybody knows the gauntlet.
That's a grind.
That's a grind.
Yeah, it's unenjoyable. I'm sorry, but
No, it is. Once you hit a certain level,
Farming's enjoyable.
in
Farming's
runes
always enjoyable.
or-
That's so not true.
Yeah,
I know the section is about
that's my
loving
experience.
farming.
That's
but
my experience.
It does get a little bit old because
does.
there's a lot of bots. Okay, so farming has become, especially in like RuneScape versus something like that's a little bit more built out, it's become very, bot ridden, and it's like
I didn't think about that.
it's disingenuous now. But it's not always fun because people ruin it. And,
Yeah.
and it's also pretty boring, to be honest.
Well, the most grindy game I've ever played was WoW Classic. Like the original place of WoW was
It's such a beautiful game.
It's beautiful. It's fantasy. It's totally my vibe. Playing a dwarf and going out and killing boars. It is fun, and I am nostalgic for it. But after a certain point, it is very one-dimensional. And you are going to these boars, you're killing them, and you're bringing back. Sometimes it's like, oh, you got to go talk to this person instead, and you kill a different NPC or whatever. Yeah, but
you're killing hogs instead.
yeah, you're killing wolves instead of pigs. Great
Yeah.
difference.
What's the difference?
Yes,
The next-
I can launch an ice blast. That's awesome. But
The next task is like pick 15 weeds.
Exactly.
It's
Wait,
literally
what?
the exact same mechanic, just like clicking.
I'm just doing
around.
yard work. I don't want to be doing yard work, okay?
To
I
your
get
point, Nick, what you said earlier makes me think, because it's the games have gotten really complex. They've gotten really, the engines are so deep, and now I think about games like Minecraft or Stardew Valley or Terraria, any of these games that could be called farming sims. I watched a video. This guy built a computer in Minecraft and had a screen attached to the computer and ran Minecraft in Minecraft.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That's pretty complex to me.
insane.
I don't know. You can make circuit boards and stuff out of resources.
To be fair, I think that Minecraft is much more technologically advanced than the HTML-based web game that old school RuneScape was.
I know.
I don't think
But
Minecraft to me is not farming or grinding. Minecraft is like
it's its own beast.
it's like its own
building.
thing. It's just building
It's
things.
a
Building.
life sim, except we're all made of squares.
Yeah, to me, it's like Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon, maybe some Animal Crossing in there, versus WoW, RuneScape, Destiny. Man, I'm drawing.
I mean,
a
he
blank
just
on
did the
other
Gauntlet,
MMOs.
Elden Ring. That's a whole grind.
That's a
Star
whole
Wars
grind.
Galaxies.
You're talking about long term.
Yeah, Lord of the
MMO
Rings and-
grind.
Online.
Now, as a
Star Wars
noob-
Galactic Empires for anyone that
Whoa, dude, you talking about that's not even around anymore.
that's where I got my
Empires is
start.
gone.
So wait, RuneScape. But what were you saying?
as a noob, though, to Minecraft, do you need to get resources to build things in Minecraft?
Yes,
You do.
If so, do you have to chop down trees?
Yes, that's how it
Then
works.
it's
You've never played
you're literally
Minecraft?
farming in Minecraft
Yep,
as
that's
well.
true. 100%.
That is true.
So you
That's
said
the
that's
whole
more
thing.
building, not farming, but it is farming to build. It's like the ultimate farm.
It's
Well,
resource
clearly-
management.
Yeah, clearly resource management is part of video games. To me, my favorite is a Resident Evil 4 game where it's like I have to be very careful with the amount of that I'm shooting. I have to check around every corner.
Resources are so
Oh my
valuable.
God.
So, I mean-
every little thing you get.
So we
in
have
that
to be
game.
very clear because that to me is not grinding. Oh, you can grind in the game and like I'm going to go shoot some more dudes and find more bullets, but I don't
or
consider
keep
that
beating
grinding.
it and doing new game plus over and over again.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Grinding is to me Death Stranding, walking for 2 straight hours
Still
to
have not
beautiful
played it.
music, but you're just walking.
Grinding
That's
is like getting all the skulls in Halo.
right.
Then you've got survival horror, like Austin just mentioned, where resources are so slim and you're fighting for survival, and it's terrifying.
So the takeaway
Penumbra.
here for this section of the podcast is go out and farm, crack a beer, sit down at your screen, stare into the abyss, chop some trees, fish for some fake fish. It's enjoyable, and don't act like you don't like it because you know you do.
I love it. I'm absolutely on board.
Rise
I
and
love
grind.
finding. I literally combined farming and grinding right there. I love farming and grinding equally. There isn't one I like more. I think grinding has a bit more of like a negative connotation, but at the end of the day, it's more satisfying. Whereas farming is just almost a passive thing you do with your brain off, like a Spirit Fair. I don't know if anyone's ever played Spirit Fair.
Right.
Incredible game.
You know what? We're going to talk about a game today that I would say let's bring it around because grinding in Balatro it does feel sometimes like,
Oof.
man, I'm doing this run again and we're going to see kind of thing. And it feels a little grindy.
You can't expect anything with this. There's zero game plan going in. It's all improvisation almost the entire time, which is one of
Depending on the deck, absolutely.
the well.
Because like if you do the checkered deck, you're doing a full house essentially.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that after our next section, which is Draft 5.
Here we are.
Roll it. All right, Draft 5. For our Draft 5 this week, and if this is your first episode, we'll tell you how this goes. We are drafting a team, a full NBA team, point guard to center, with our cards. And you listeners, you can decide whose team won.
All you listeners
draft.
out there, everyone.
Every 4 billion listeners.
400 million listeners we have
Yeah.
out there.
And you, Charles. I know there's a Charles out there. There's got to be a
I'm trying to think of a
Charles.
person I know named Charles.
Charles
Haven't
Barkley,
known
you
one in a long
listening?
time.
Charles Barkley is listening, dude. Okay,
He lives here. He does live here.
facts. Draft 5 card games. We are drafting 5 card games. What do we mean by card games? You're going to find out. It is card games all over the sun. We always start the draft, though, with a roll of the D20. We'll see
Oh, it's a
whoever
Black
has the
Lotus
highest
one.
number.
This is a
gets
banned
drafted.
dice, by the way.
A 2.
Wow. Okay. Not gonna.
Yeah, it is a banned dice. Black Lotus. 2 is 2 only possible. Whoa. All right, there it is.
Oh, Parker starts.
All right, Parker, you are starting with your point guard. Who is your point guard on your team? Your number 1 pick.
Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna step on some toes.
Do
I'm
it, baby.
Picking the goat.
Do it.
The OG, the Magic, the Gathering.
It has to be the number 1 pick. It's got to be.
It's Saquon Barkley. It's what you want
Whoa,
and more.
Saquon Barkley. Hold on. He is not Magic the Gathering. Saquon Barkley. You're saying for fantasy? For your 1 year of fantasy.
Wait, what are you talking? Wait.
MTG is Michael Jordan. Years and years of proven
I see what you're saying.
success.
I see what you're saying. I'm just saying number 1 pick. All I was talking
This
about
season.
was number 1 pick.
Okay, I just want to make sure that Saquon is not Magic the Gathering.
No, Saquon is Yu-Gi-Oh to me.
Saquon is One Piece. New, up-and-coming, like, sick games.
I guess you're right. I guess
Saquon
right.
is Magic
isn't
the
there.
Gathering Foundations.
I was talking about if I'm going to draft and Magic's my first pick. That's what I was doing.
All right, whatever,
But
Eagles fan.
Fine. You know what?
So, Parker, Magic the Gathering. Why?
Magic the Gathering has been around, for those of you who don't know, since I believe the late 80s. And it is, man, there's over 30,000 cards. It is
And they're
the
all
game.
amazing.
The game itself has 2 rules, okay? You build your deck to break those 2 rules. And, you know, there's so many things that you can do. You can build your deck around a certain theme. Me, I'm a tribal guy. I like building tribes.
We play Commander around here.
We
so
do.
if
The most
anyone
played
knows-
format is
the most
Commander.
Played. That's the big one.
But there's like 24 other formats, and I've only played 2 of them. So it's a great game. It's a really fun game. You can build a cat deck, a dog deck, a dragon deck.
A squirrel deck.
I have a squirrel deck.
You own a squirrel deck. I like to do. There's different colors in the game, which are these different elements, I guess you could say. It's one of my favorite games to play because you can build your own whole deck that's completely on the same basis of what it's supposed to do as somebody else, and have completely different cards that do completely different things and do it in a completely different way. And that to me is the variation, the customization. That's what I want out of a card game. It's just perfect.
By far the best card game, I would say. I think there's a lot of debate of like, oh, this one's in right now or this one's cool, but like clearly Magic has withstood the time. There's also a lot of negative though.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's expensive. It's sweaty. It's pay to win. There's things about it that are not cool.
You can proxy, and I want to make that clear here. I'm fine with proxy.
And by proxy, he means that you can have fake cards that are not Magic the Gathering that work
printed
in the
on
deck.
cardstock, look exactly like the card. They're just
you can't do that for competition.
No.
Some of them
obviously you can't win money with them, but with your friends, whatever you want. Sensei's Divining Top, you don't have $50.
I totally disagree with this concept.
You disagree? The cards are so expensive. What do you mean?
So I play a lot of like baseball trading card games, not like baseball trading cards as in like you would trade the ones just with pictures and stats on them. But I play like this game MLB Showdown coming up, and then this other game called Clutch Cards Baseball. And so it's strategy baseball. And you roll 20, you're like a D20, and you have strategy cards that, for like stealing and errors and things like that.
But this sounds sick.
It's totally,
I'm kind of down. I think
I have binders of the most recent game from like 2022. Like I have
baseball rules
beautiful
of a card
cards.
game.
So my whole point is that like,
That's crazy.
Me and my friend did make a few like bootleg cards or whatever, but it was so dissatisfying to like, it was fun when we played each other, but then like if I was playing anybody else, it's just like unfair. Like we'd always play in like a league, and even if you're playing for fun, it's like, I don't know, there's something about having to like buy the cards, get the chance to get them grinding. It's kind of like playing in like Call of Duty with the bots. It's like, if you're making them, like you can just get a bunch of kills. I could go like 60-1.
Yeah,
any game
you're
though.
Not wrong with that assessment.
But any game that I play, I want to lose based on skill. I don't want to lose based on because my deck is more expensive. And that part is like kind of like I want to lose to a better built deck. Yes. I want to lose to somebody who played the cards
the build
right.
That matters.
And to me, like that's why proxying is fine. I understand for competitions, and I understand, me, I do like to collect cards. So I've spent a lot of money on certain cards, but I'm not like upset that people don't do that. I'm just more like, I want to play an even game, and I want to win in the right manner.
Yeah. And I have to agree. I think that, with deck building, there's an art to deck building. You have in the world of Magic, there are over 30,000 cards. I don't even want to try to fathom the math behind how many combinations of cards you can put together, but there's an art to deck building. And you could probably proxy a deck. I know people that do. And proxies are kind of, if you play in a play group that does proxies, it has to be an understood thing. You're not going to show up to a table of strangers with proxies, or you're going to get laughed out of the room.
And if someone asks you, like, "Oh, is that Mana Crypt real?" Like, shouts out Gavin. Is that Mana Crypt real? You can't be like, "Yeah." If it's fake, you got to be. No, it's obviously proxy. Like, I don't have.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know what this is? It's Black Lotus. It's the best card in Magic.
It's banned now.
Well, we don't. Not in our group, but.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that.
Anyways,
Magic the Gathering. I just want to end on this: is that, but if you want a game that you hit up 3 friends and you're like, hey man, it's Friday night, like our wives are doing things, come over, let's drink some beers and let's play this game. That is such a fun night. Oh. And if you're interested, that is where Magic is at its peak. Don't get lost in the sauce. The fan base smells horrid. Avoid them. But like the game is sick.
Get your friends into it,
including Parker.
Try to.
Okay, I'm
not
joking.
true. A quick PSA: Parker smells great. I'm smelling it right now.
Now kiss him.
Literally smells like nothing.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. No news is good news.
No news is good news.
I literally smelled you, and I was like, "That's a cotton shirt." That's all I smell.
Okay, so we're going this way. So you're okay. So I got
no, left.
This way.
Poker in Magic the Gathering. Which way do you go?
Clockwise.
This way? So you're next.
What kind of clock you reading, boy?
Wait, what?
All right, go.
Damn, I'm confused. All right. My next one, and this one
Who's your point guard?
Is this is a soft spot for me, and I feel like you guys like this probably didn't even make your guys' list unless it was like an honorable mention or just because you ran out of games. Yu-Gi-Oh. It's here. It's right here. This is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card I own.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Before Magic the Gathering, this was the card game I spent most of my time collecting. I have Pokemon cards. But
Our age group in school, this was the game.
Yeah.
This was the game before middle school.
I was the kid running the Yu-Gi-Oh circles. Like,
It's
I was the
time
one.
to
I had the box
duel.
with the sleeved cards. I had my Dark Magician box. I never played.
Right.
I was just either organizing games and then trying to officiate, not knowing what I was doing. Classic,
Classic.
Fifth
What we're
grade.
doing with this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. No idea what's going on. But, dude, every time we went to a CVS, Target, anything, I begged my grandparents, parents, whoever it was, I need at least one booster pack. I mean,
And they were like,
I'd buy a
Quentin, shut up. You're adopted.
they were like, we don't love you. No, I'm just kidding. Shouts out. No, they literally were like, you are asking for only that. Like, I didn't ask for anything else. Just like, I just need just give me Yu-Gi-Oh packs.
Mhm.
So it was the only gift. I remember getting gifts all the time, and it was just Yu-Gi-Oh packs. I had so many cards, dude. I still have them to this day. I still have almost all the cards I had.
You know what I think
And
of?
this one is the only one that's like, I'll never sell. I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's really good. It's not the right one. It's like $30.
I think of Yu-Gi-Oh.
But I'm never gonna get rid of it.
Yu-Gi-Oh smells like childhood. But
Hell
it was like
yeah,
it was the
dude.
gateway drug.
Yeah, that and Pokemon. I mean, Pokemon too for me. I'll be
Yeah.
honest, but we'll probably get to that. I'm sure.
Did you have the arm blade?
So I had a Goodwill, or not Goodwill. What was I think my grandparents got one at like a toy drive because they worked at a hospital or something like that, where it was like, oh, it's like, and it was so broken and bad. I had one for like maybe like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It was it didn't work.
I play Pot of Greed.
And then I play another Pot of Greed. You can't even do that.
It's for me, dude, Exodia. Oh, man.
I only ever had the
Exodia?
head and both the arms and never got the legs.
Heart
Never
of the
got
cards.
the legs.
Heart of the
when
cards.
when I was given, I want to say this was 11-year-old Austin. When you gave me when I saw Exodia's right arm, and I was like, "Why is this the right arm?" And they're like, "There's other cards, and you built him." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" That's the
You were
sickest
lying.
thing I've ever heard in my life.
Wait, hold on, guys.
Takes 5 cards to put Exodia on the field.
Really badly faded right now
Oh.
because it's not very good.
That's your credit
But
card.
this is my debit card.
Someone steal the information.
Because I put it in my phone and it slides on other cards. It's completely faded. It's Sly for the Sky Dragon, which of the 3 legendary, the only like real legendary cards besides Relinquished and the Inquisitor. I can't remember. Anyways, that like those cards I had Obelisk the Tormentor. I traded it not for this one. I traded it for something else because it was like not holographic. The story I got to this, I'll tell another day. It's a crazy story. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Through and through. I played it on my phone. I played it on my PlayStation 2. I had the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch the show?
Watched the show religiously, and they took a break without telling anyone. I remember and I like cried.
Dang.
It wasn't on that they were playing something. It was like I don't even remember what was on after that, but I remember not Yu-Gi-Oh! Showed up, and I was like, okay, so it's all over, and what do I have to live for?
Well, and I'm kind of surprised that you said like I don't know how you guys feel because this was definitely going to be my next pick. Like absolutely,
Good.
it's the only art to me that even comes close to Magic the Gathering. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh art, I think is so sick, its own thing.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I'm sorry, but like
It's like Egyptian gods. I mean, it's
Egyptian, but it like clearly
This
has
is
a
the coolest
Japanese
card.
aesthetic.
and the stars.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just
it's
so
it's
sick.
brother.
It's
I
just
had
so
my
sick.
my Blue Eyes
Arguably,
Ultimate
like-
Dragon. Oh,
arguably looks cooler than Magic. I actually think it's a discussion. I mean, certain Pot of Greed. I have that Pot of Greed like sweatshirt. I love that card.
You have the Korean one, or the
Japanese
one.
Japanese one. I got in Japan. So
I know so many people who, and this is with a decent amount of card games. I think Pokemon too. I grew up collecting Pokemon cards, but never actually knowing how to play the game. And I actually know a decent amount of people who collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards don't actually know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
I get that all the time. I feel like 90% of the people that collected Pokemon cards did not actually play the game.
Yeah, and therein lies the
I have
dichotomy
no
of
idea how
card
to play a
games.
Pokemon card game.
Well, this is a
Me
great
neither.
discussion for my next pick because I am going to take Pokemon with my point guard.
Perfect.
So we have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon for the 3 picks. I feel like I have to. I don't know. I love Pokemon. I'm more like the video games, and I'm more like I know this sounds crazy, but I'm more like the action figures. I'm more like the aesthetic and like how they look, and more about like what their abilities do. But I'm less in like, oh, I gotta collect the cards, or I mean, the games I really do enjoy. So I'm more of like a game than a card person. But when I was growing up, I mean, we're talking like 5 to like 10, 11. I mean, these cards were all I wanted. It's like they looked so sick. It was so colorful. The show was insane. Ash was all I wanted to be, was the sickest dude.
The show was perfect.
The show is insane.
Like, I remember as a kid being like, this is what that and Digimon. I remember watching those until.
Nick just had a seizure.
I'm so sorry, Nick died. We need a new producer.
Usually I walk out of the room for that kind of stuff, but I felt like it was cool with you guys.
You know what? Let it rip, dog. I might sneeze into this microphone tonight.
Don't do that. Keep
Sneeze
going,
into
bro.
my mouth.
I mean, the world that Ash lived in was everything I wanted. Hey, Mom, I'm going on a long journey with these rats that I found in the front yard. They
That
have
just
magic tricks.
They keep saying their name over and over again.
And
It's
I'm going to
really
be
weird.
gone for God knows how long. Okay, cool. Have fun. Be
I'm
safe.
also 10.
I'm also 10.
Yeah.
But I look
wanna live in that
19.
world.
I look perpetually 19 forever.
That's my pick. Pokemon.
Oh,
we got the big
God.
3. We just got
I
the
mean,
big
we
3 for
nailed them.
card games.
We nailed the one American and then the Japanese-based
Yeah. I
trading
mean,
card games.
I will say in Japan, like card games are huge. They're insane.
I mean, it's all of them.
There's so many. I mean, the Gundam, like collect the cards, play the cards, play the video game is so sick, so complicated. I don't understand how to play it. It looks sick though. Parker, who's your shooting guard? Who's your number 2 pick?
The namesake of the episode for tonight, I've got to go with Balatro.
Balatro.
I don't want to go too deep into this because we have a whole segment for
Yeah,
it.
I think this would have been my number 2 pick. That's how much I love this game. Genuinely.
I think as a game in every way, I don't know what I would change about it.
No.
It's hard to say because I would change a lot of things about Magic, but Balatro's like...
Facts.
It's
Yeah.
Like, how about
Balatro's-
stop printing so many dumb... I don't need the Jurassic
Well,
Park card.
The
you.
management behind Magic the Gathering is what I don't like. Every card they've ever printed, I love.
Hasbro? Does Hasbro owned now?
I think
I don't
Hasbro
remember. I don't
owns
remember.
Wizards of the Coast. I think they're a subsidiary, but they
yeah.
are right now. They are in their cash grab era, and
Yeah.
it's horrible. They're
It's
not even
good.
trying to
It's
hide it. But
disgusting.
Balatro for $9, $10,
Hasbro.
you have a solid buy one time, play forever game, and it is
It is made by one guy who we don't know who it is.
No idea.
Yeah.
Wizard.
It's Donald Trump.
Wow. It's
I would still
Baron,
play it.
It's Baron Trump.
I would still play it.
It's Putin.
Okay.
Okay, Leah, let's not get too much into that. Quentin, who's your shooting guard?
This is easy for me.
Okay.
This game I've played most of my life. Not for real money, everybody freak out. Like, I'm big gambling as a 17-year-old. I love poker. And by that I mean
Which
Texas
poker?
Hold'em.
Okay.
Sorry, buddy.
Dang it.
Texas Hold'em is incredible. My dad, both my uncles, my stepdad, everyone, I remember just playing it, like having a bunch of people over, sipping whiskey, having some brews with the boys, playing Texas Hold'em. I mean, I don't really know, besides doing that same thing with Magic the Gathering. But with poker, you can have like 8 people over.
Well, we are playing Magic the Gathering, but we're not going to do that with your dad or with my dad or with other people. Like Caleb or
Yeah, for other
that's
friends are
more
always like, "Don't play
poker. That's the perfect male, not male exclusive, of course, but it's the perfect male bonding like activity.
It's really actually my favorite thing to do. Like if anyone I knew that I first met was like, I'm having a poker night, I'd be like, I'll come play some poker. Like, it's the best way to go meet people. It's also the best way to like kind of do a fun mixer with people you don't really know. I think it's my favorite, like, break the ice. Like, I'm going to be friends with you. Let's do a poker night. Like, I think some people think that's like for just their friends. I'm like, poker's so social to me. I love it.
Think of all of the things that went into Texas Hold'em though. I mean, like Texas Hold'em for me was every Sunday for like 6 years straight.
Yeah,
the family would get together. It meant family time. It meant grandparents and uncles and aunts were coming over. We were doing ribs that night. It was a good night.
Love it.
But it taught me so many things. It taught me, how to, kind of some psychology elements. I mean, how to read
100%.
people.
dude.
Yeah, how to not trust
How to
people.
not
Teaches you how to
trust
lie.
people. Oh man,
Well, how to properly take risks, how to deal with those risks, how to
Calculated risks.
fail,
Calculated
how
risks.
to win, and what that feels like, and to not get addicted to that winning feeling, and like being, learning how to play conservative. When do you play a little, more liberal? It's like there's different elements of that you use in business and in life. It's a great, lesson.
you know what it
completely
taught
agree.
me? Taught me to know when to hold them,
Know when to fold 'em. Know when to walk away. Know when to run.
My shooting guard.
Excuse me.
I'm really mad at you. You guys are like taking like the ones I wanted.
Yeah, well, that's the point of the
Yeah,
draft.
that's really. I
on the
guess
roll.
I'm gonna go with Slay the Spire with my shooting
Okay,
guard.
I knew it, dude. If I could have picked Austin's top three, I think I may have actually nailed it.
Yeah.
I think I literally would have been like, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh would have swapped for me. Like I probably would have done Pokemon first and then Yu-Gi-Oh, but I knew Slay the Spire was a top 5 or at least a top 3.
Oh man,
So it's my shooting. It's one of the best before Balatro. It was my favorite card game. I played it. Once I actually like sat down and played it and learned the game, I was like, oh, I love video card games, and like this is a genre that I'm going to continually come back to and try.
I remember you showing me and I downloaded it that night and played it. I just think I was in the middle of other games at the time, so I just didn't give it its proper time. But I remember when playing it being like, yeah, I get it.
Well, and
this is great.
I have a playmat for card games that's signed by the artist that I got at Comic-Con.
Slay the Spire?
Yeah, my Slay the Spire playmat is
Yeah.
signed by the artist of Slay the Spire.
oh dude, that is so sick. I didn't know that.
So,
okay. All right, flex on a boy.
Yeah, a
right
little flex. What is up?
I kind of came in backwards on this one. I played Balatro first, then Slay the Spire. But
Oh, really? You recently played Slay the
I
Spire.
just recently did, and I have dumped a good amount of like pre-bedtime, ritual into Slay the Spire and Balatro. But I have heard so many people introduce Balatro in the way that, like, if you've played the game, if you learned about the game from somebody else, there was a good chance they probably said, "Have you ever played Slay the Spire? If so, you'll like Balatro."
Yes.
And it is so true.
I mean, to me, that like Balatro is just like, it's such another level after Slay the Spire. But Slay the Spire is like a beautiful fantasy game, very like cartoonish, and it's very rewarding, and it's cool to have different abilities with different characters. The poison deck is like, once I figured that out, I was like, yeah, this is unstoppable.
It's my favorite deck.
It's
That and the
by
energy
far
deck.
the best. The poison is insane. Slay the Spire is my shooting guard. Small forward. Parker, who's your third pick?
So I'm going out left field with this one. There's not a massive fan base or even player base to this game, and I run into a lot of the same people, but it is one of the better constructed card games I've played. A lot of complainers about it, but Cards, the Universe, and Everything.
Oh, you love this. You love this. Is a mobile game that you love.
It is a mobile deck builder, much like Balatro or Slay the Spire. Well, now since the ports, but it is a native mobile deck builder, and essentially, like, how do you explain this? So there are different.
You've explained it to me multiple times. It is a little complicated, but it seems like magic. But
It is a little
there's
adjacent.
there's
Can you
no
repeat
limit.
the name for the listeners? What
Yeah.
is the name of the game?
Q, or Cards, the Universe, and Everything.
Cards, the Universe, and Everything.
Yeah, it's a British.
CUE.
It's a British creation. So it's kind of there's some British elements to it, like the OU in color.
Oh yeah.
But
Classic.
so basically, like, I have a shark deck. I have a Roman Empire deck. I have a an elements deck. I just won a game.
You have a toothbrush deck?
That's a stretch, but
Not to me.
Well, look,
actually,
there's
no.
a
I
li-
think there is a toothbrush card in inventions. Like there's just so many different. There's presidents. There's diplomats. There's rulers and of through all that history.
There's dictators.
Dictators.
You can have a Mussolini deck.
You can have a Mussolini. It's
the classic Stalin deck. It's my favorite deck, actually.
It's at its core.
spread
It's
the
a
cards.
points gain deck. So you want to have the most points at the end of 3 rounds or 3 turns and 5 rounds. It's a really simple mechanic. but it works really well in this deck or in
Now,
this deck building structure.
And by the way, there is no obviously Balatro. There are no physical way to play Balatro. But does this game have physical cards you can buy or no? There
No,
are too
it
many.
doesn't.
There's too many cards.
Not yet.
I've thought
Good
about
point.
I've thought about whether or not this game would translate well over to a physical card game, and unless you're a Mensa student or like a chess master or grandmaster, you're not going to play this game because it's just so much math. It's a ton of addition really fast.
And the app does that all for you.
It does that. So like I play a game,
Oh,
it's
I
got
see.
plus 92 and it burns your cards. I got to add 92 to my already 273.
It just does it for you.
It just does it for you.
That's
Yeah.
why that game needs to be. Same with Balatro, but being all the multiples and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally talking down my butt here, but I do wonder what nowadays, in terms of actually making money, what do companies like? Do they want to be a Magic the Gathering where you are printing these cards and you're paying artists and you have to, there's so much overhead in actual physical media? Or do you make a Balatro? You make a simple indie game, sell it for $10. Everybody's going to buy it and it's no overhead. That's just my thought. I don't know. I could be totally talking. It's like, no, clearly a Yu-Gi-Oh! Or a Magic or a Pokemon is the move.
I've actually, it's funny you bring that up. I've been seeing a lot of, or getting ads on Instagram, for instance, about a lot of like indie deck game makers out there are making these kind of what I call an enclosed ecosystem, which is all of the cards you can ever have are available in the one box. So that when you bring it to the table, everybody can draft their deck from the one pile of cards.
That's literally just a deck of cards then.
Bicycle deck of cards. Yeah. I mean,
same thing.
I like that. I had a long
principle.
conversation with my boss about this. It's kind of like, do you do the pay to win structure or do you give everyone the level play field and build your deck off that?
I
Stalin
think
deck, Stalin deck all over again.
Yeah, I think a good mixture of both is where it's at. And I don't want to pay to win, but I do want to, I want to feel rewarded if like I saved up my paycheck to buy the $50 card. Like that's sick. I love that feeling, So, great pick.
Thank you.
Damn. No, it's a game you've showed me multiple times, and I'm always like,
It's fun.
I'm like, damn, this looks cool. But you're like showing me a shark deck that you built from the ground up, and I'm like, I don't got time.
That's my thing is like,
crazy.
I don't really want a shark deck in a Roman Empire. It's a little, to me, like a tiny bit goofy, but
It is. On
if it's
paper,
good, I mean, I'm down to
It
try
seems
it.
super goofy, but then you start seeing it's some of the best synergies of any deck builder that I've ever played.
That
and
works.
Synergies for me in a deck builder are everything.
That
And
is everything.
Weird fact, I ran into it's one of the 3 Discord chats I'm part of is the Q chat, and I found an old friend of a friend from my old hometown where I grew up on this Discord chat. I
Oh,
was
no
just like,
kidding.
what in the world are the odds?
Yeah.
Got
That's
him.
crazy. You just
Snagged
never know
him.
where these communities are going to
really
cross.
don't.
They're genuinely everywhere.
A lot of hardcore kids like are nerds. Like they're super into Warhammer and Magic
Warhammer
the Gathering.
is the most hardcore coded thing
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
ever seen in my life.
Magic the Gathering in the pit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh man.
The artwork.
All right,
All right.
Q. Who's your third pick?
Oh my gosh.
Your small
Okay.
forward.
So, Pokemon taken. Thanks, brother.
What is, you really
that
thought he was
was
going to last the third
No, that's
round.
why I was down there and I was like, there's no way it's going. But my next one, okay. So I'm getting out of the trading card realm.
Okay.
And this game defined a bit of my childhood. It's one of the first games I ever learned how to play.
Okay.
It's a card game, not like a board like Candyland or some
Okay.
easy board game.
Watch it. Uno.
Especially if you have the little machine that you press the button, if you and it shoots the cards out at you or it doesn't. We went through 4 to 5 of those machines as a kid because they would like eventually break.
Those
and,
are
like,
the best,
stop latching.
though.
And
You
then
trying to
my
see
mom
what
would buy
else they
new
can
ones.
shoot out at you?
No.
Slices of American cheese.
No, I'm not even kidding. We put peanuts in it one time, and it did shoot a couple out, but then I think it broke it.
You people from Florida should be ashamed of
Yeah,
yourselves.
what's the big idea? Anyways, dude, Uno. I played it on my phone. I had it on my Xbox 360.
You were an Uno guy.
I'm an Uno guy. Look, we're Uno guys. We like to play Uno on our Xbox 360.
You like your double reverse Uno cookie?
The reverse card is crazy, though.
I mean, especially when you hit a reverse with a reverse. You hit a
That's a
double-
counter spell. That's 2 counter spells.
Yeah.
bro.
That's an arcane denial.
I
on top
counter
of a
that.
counter.
Oh, you counter that? No, I counter that.
Uno is blue. If Uno was a color in Magic, it would be
Ooh,
blue.
Yes, because the whole
Facts.
thing is screwing other people,
Yes.
and that's what blue does in Magic the Gathering.
Blue's awesome, though. It's probably
Yeah,
my favorite.
I know,
Besides
I
black.
know.
I love black, too.
Black is just actual
Evil.
murder.
awesome.
People, yeah.
Okay, great pick.
Good pick.
Good small forward.
Thanks.
I'm kind of jealous.
That's one of my favorite games.
That's another deck builder entirely. That's a deck builder on the fly.
Oh, the whole thing. Your deck is your hand, and you're
Yeah.
building your hand as you go, and you just have to play right cards at the right time.
Yep.
There is this.
Sit on
Everyone thinks
others.
it's all chance. Every card game thinks it's all chance.
Yeah.
There's strategy to every card game except for War.
Yeah.
It's literally the only card game that's not chance.
Or yeah, I mean slapjack.
I mean, I'm sorry, that is chance. Like Slapjack, I guess, is chance, but like
Go fish.
War and no, Go Fish, there's strategy, dude. There's certain cards to ask for.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
like certain ways to do
That's
it. There's
true,
like
that's
bluffing. It's actually like
I think there's
Go
a
fish
strategy.
their
I think
strategy.
there's a strategy with everything.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
War is the only. I love War.
Yeah,
Look,
war
look,
is literally like. I mean,
It
you
just
know,
point cards at the top. And
Yeah,
is it bigger?
it's-
Oh, okay.
yeah. Who's playing that?
It's on my list. Don't even talk about it.
Okay, I want to hear that. This next pick is hard. I have two that I want to go, and one of them I'm just nervous if I let it go around, I'm not going to get it. So I'm going to go. I think I'm going to take this one because I think this other one will last. I'm going to go Gwent. And I'm looking at you, Parker, and
It's
I'm
on
sorry
my
for
list.
No, don't be sorry. Gwent is. I've never spent more time on an in-game game.
Yep, me too.
As I did with Gwent.
that. I mean, Witcher 3, the fact that they in the game made such an incredible original card game.
It's the fact that it's a game within a game that has so much detail.
You
that
can
it's
just play
crazy.
that. When I would stream it on Discord, Noah would come in and be like, just go play Gwent. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to play the game. He's like, no, go play Gwent. I want to watch you play Gwent. It's so fun.
Shouts out,
And
shouts out Noah.
I think I got to take it. Like, it's just such a well-made game and makes me really nervous for CD Projekt Red because I feel like the just absolute peak that is Witcher 3 is never going to happen again.
I don't know. I can hope. I mean, that's an entirely different discussion because Witcher 3, that's a soft spot.
I'm pretty sure they're working on Witcher 4.
Well, they are, but
They are.
all the good developers have
know they
left
left.
and they've
I
made
know.
their own
Yep.
companies.
Exactly. I mean, they were smart to do so. That was
do the same thing.
a wise business decision. But Gwent was. I walked around the overworld of Witcher 3 like a fiend, looking for every card I could find because I'm like, I'm obsessed with deck building in this game that isn't about deck building.
I didn't
Yeah.
get into Gwent until after I beat it, but I spent a good chunk.
Would you
of
say?
time
Would
of
you say
my
the
total
goat?
play hours of that game?
Would you say the goat of in-game card games?
Or
'Cause
just
there are
in-game
other-
mini games.
Like
yeah.
Final Fantasy has a really in-depth one. I think it's 12.
Grand
I
Theft
think
Auto.
throughout them they have, huh?
Oh,
Grand Theft Auto has a ton of in-game games.
Okay, Vice City. There's an arcade game you can play that actually pulls you into the arcade game. I forget where it is, but I remember I played
Stardew
that.
Valley has that. Animal Crossing has
They
that.
all like a lot of those games that have that. Also, 5-finger roulette or whatever it's
Oh.
called in Red Dead. I play that every time
Oh,
I can
man,
because
that's
it's so easy. It's one of
it
my
is
favorite
easy.
That's a good
easy
pull.
games.
XW, or it's like X square.
Well, you're playing on
Oh no, I'm actually playing on Xbox. See, I have a PS5 in my living room, but I use an Xbox controller for my PC. So
because
I
an
get
Xbox
confused.
controller is.
You know what?
It is goaded.
I would say Gwent is goated, but I would say a very, very, very close second because it's a solid game.
Are you taking that for your next pick?
No.
Okay.
It's a dice game.
Oh.
Knucklebones from Cult of the Lamb.
Never play. Cult
So
of the Lamb.
I want to play Cult of the Lamb. I haven't played it yet. Is it good?
It's a great game. Okay, so I have a side 3D printing business. I 3D printed a case.
Plug it, bro.
Oh,
Plug it on the pod.
right?
Labyrinthian 3D, y'all.
Labyrinthian 3D.
So I made a 3D printed case for a Knucklebones set of dice for my brother's girlfriend and him as a gift, and it was like super cool. And that's how I actually learned how to play the game because I'm like, oh my gosh, this whole thing is in depth. It is a very solid dice game, super simple to learn, very hard to master, as they all are.
Yeah, that's every one
ton
of
of
those
strategy to it, but
That's
Dang.
sick. All right. Well, that's my third
okay.
pick.
Wow,
Parker.
Gwent. God,
Gwent.
you really went with Gwent on that.
Yeah,
one.
this is why the draft is better because it's not like, oh, we share the same top
No,
five.
It'll be 5 minutes because we all have the same interests.
Why are we making that voice, dude? Parker, who's your power forward?
my power forward. Okay, so this is an interesting one, kind of a controversial pick because I've never actually played the game, but I know so many people that do. And I want to learn so badly because it just looks like endless fun, like MTG. And it's kind of like I'm walking into the draft blind because I've never seen this player play before, but I know they're a good player just because I've heard from other people they are.
Ooh, I like that.
Dominion.
Oh, I know. Oh my God! Wait, are you gonna start playing?
I'm going to start playing Dominion. My brother and his roommate are going to teach
just
me.
Seems like wait, which
It's
brother?
like-
Which brother?
Dylan.
Yeah,
Hold
this
on.
seems like a
I
Dylan
have
move.
never heard of this game ever in my life.
So
please explain
it
it
is-
to me.
it
It's
is
an MTG.
It's a TCG around medieval, like
What?
Yeah, you're gonna
fiefdom.
love it.
So, like, if you remember the fiefdom in school, learning about that kind of government, the
Okay.
medieval times, it is a deck builder based around that time period. That's about all I know about it. So you can have like knights and peasants and
This
this
looks
and that.
sick.
Dude,
Um,
I've looked up stuff.
there-
I've seen boxes at like game stores, and I'm always like, God, this looks cool. as
There
hell.
are a ridiculous amount of expansions for it. It's kind of like it's nauseating to think because each expansion looks like a board game. You get this big box, and it comes with a ton of cards. But this is another one that goes way back. I think Dominion's been around for quite a while.
Okay.
Interesting.
Damn.
No, this looks sick. This is like
All right,
that's
well,
a good pick.
he's educating now. I love it.
Yeah, that's I've never even heard of this.
Oh shoot.
All right, Q.
Is it me?
Who's your power forward?
Oh man, this is a fun one, and people might not know what this game is, but yeah, I think you do. Anyone in here ever played Spoons?
High
The
school.
card game Spoons,
You ever played Spoons?
where you put the spoons down and you run around.
Okay, we're not running around. You're playing rummy basically.
We got to grab the spoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like musical chairs, but with spoons.
Oh yeah, I don't know where we got the running around. Yeah.
But you mean the cards are going around? There's constantly
Right.
cards
Yes.
going around.
Yes.
That's
Such a good game. That's one of my favorite party games. Probably.
So my shouts out to my grandpa Bill. He has one of the best moves of all time. He arranges the spoons every time he plays, and he puts them where all of the like the bowls are next to each, like touching.
Okay.
And when he grabs his spoon, he smacks them and goes
Yeah.
spoons, and they fly all across the room
Yeah.
because he's hitting the bowls. And he grabs one and does that, and everyone just immediately starts trying to like grab the spoons that
Yeah.
are flying through the air. It might be my favorite move. It might be the move
Yeah.
in any card game ever. And I used to play that with my cousins, dude. We used to play that.
It would get violent. Me and Marley like straight up had like fist fights over sort of spoons.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
That
some
is
pretty
crazy.
crazy memories over spoons.
That's what I'm saying.
we
Spoons
used
is
to play
great.
with like foil or something. We didn't have
Yeah.
spoons. We would just find trash.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
used
It was a
pocket
card game
knives.
with trash.
I'd use 3 chainsaws. We got 3 chainsaws. I'd play with 4 of my friends.
Oh man.
No, dude. Spoons was just, I don't know. I said musical chairs with spoons and cards and no music.
Fair.
Basically what spoons.
It's way cooler than musical chairs though, because
Yeah,
you get to
it's way
sit
fu-
and
way
it's
more
like,
fun.
but there is a strategy to like, do I pass this card? Do I pass that
And
card?
also, I'm ready to go. Do I wait till somebody else grabs a spoon
Yeah.
before I grab a spoon? Or do
Yeah.
I want to be the one that breaks? Or do you just slowly bring your hand up? My cousin used to be good at, she just put her hand down and then just slowly.
Can I tell you another
Grab one.
strategy?
I love that the
Super
game is
slow.
just a distraction. It's just a distraction
It's
for
just
the
a
actual
distraction.
goal.
Yeah.
Another strategy. Never look at your cards. You grab
Only
the
look at
card.
the spoons.
You only look at the spoons. Oops, sorry, Mario. You only look at the spoons, and as soon as somebody grabs, you're
Yeah.
ready.
That was my only strategy.
It actually works every time. It works every time.
Until it's you and the person that's been
then
winning
it's a
every
little
time.
tricky.
Yeah.
But I have gotten it where they were going to go, and I got it before them.
Spoons is
See?
I
interesting.
don't
It's
know
like
the rules on that.
it's like somebody
rules
said,
are
"Hey,
rules.
you like BS? We're going to add spoons to
Yeah,
the mix,
no,
and we're
it's
going to
the-
forget about BS entirely.
Yeah.
We're just going to go for spoons.
We're so
Yes.
poor. We only have spoons in a deck of cards. What do we do?
That's how we
We're
play.
going to make a game tonight.
No, we live in the new world with Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
All right, my power forward. This is the one. I'm glad it's still here. I am going to take Hearthstone. And
Ooh. Wow,
yeah,
okay.
this is
I was wondering if this was going to make an
Me
appearance.
too. Me too.
Well-
It's not on mine, but I get it.
the definition of pay to win. And here's the thing.
Didn't start that way.
Didn't start that way. There's going to be a theme. Austin likes Blizzard. I like Blizzard games. This
So do
is
I.
this
So
is
do I.
hard
There's
to
no
admit.
Blizzard game I hate.
This is hard to admit, but the story of playing the story mode in Hearthstone on mobile, like on a trip, is
Good?
kind of sick. It's
Really?
kind of fun. Yeah, it just is. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if that's just I'm being dumb, but it is a fun game, and people still play it. People still love it. It's a well-made game. It's just it's like Magic. It's just flooded with like incels. So,
You're not wrong.
is incels a bad word?
No.
Oh, okay.
Involuntary
You're definitely not
celibate.
wrong. Yeah.
You're not saying anything
Oh, okay, cool.
inappropriate. It's
I don't know if it was
what
like.
they
Okay, so Hearthstone, yeah, that's going to be my pick. It's, it's a Blizzard game. It's a card game. It kind of started for me like the video game card game. Like that was really my first one before Balatro, before Slay the Spire. It was Hearthstone. So that's my power forward. Center, final round, final pick.
Can I say my quick? It's the quickest of tangents. It was the Skyrim card game on mobile. Anyone play that?
No.
Are you talking
very
about the
good.
one where you like walk through the thing and it was like
no.
supposed to be,
No. That was like the weird remake they did of like mobile, like Oblivion and Skyrim.
Yeah.
This was a genuine card game where it was like a Khajiit tracker. And
I
it would
know
be
exactly
like
what you're talking about.
Plus
They have-
three.
Think of
they're just
anything
Magic the Gathering
ever.
ripoffs.
Like there is a card. There's a Chrono Trigger card.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
I played that on mobile, and I think you can still find it. It's still out there.
There's a Dark Souls
actually very good
card game.
exactly.
There's a Mario card game. Like, so that's
They're
why
all
this
of them.
list you can go.
Go anywhere. It's not on my list, but
A
I
lot
just
of
had to
different ways.
shouts out.
Parker, who's your fifth pick?
My fifth pick. This was actually the first deck builder I ever actually played because, like I said earlier, I collected Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, but never played the games. In high school, a buddy introduced me to Munchkin.
Oh yeah. Great
I
game.
forgot
And
about Munchkin. That to
the
me is like almost a
concept-
board game, but it's not.
Kinda. Yeah.
It's
It is
not.
a card game.
It's a card game.
Card
It
game.
is a full-blown
Tyler
card
showed
game.
me it. Tyler showed me it.
You get a character and you get
Such a good pick.
pieces of armor or items, and you kick in the door. You take your character and you fight monsters. It's a very simple game, but it's also very complex as well. So I love Munchkin. There's so many expansions like all the other games, and I think it's a really well built game. It's full of humor. Love the art style. Great game.
Absolutely. It's a great board game. You can go to your local game store and buy it and you
Munchkin.
have the whole thing.
And you can play with anyone. It's such an easy game. What do you mean?
I mean, you can't play with a dead person.
Well, I mean, that's not anyone.
very
That's
valid.
any. That's
Agreed. That's not anyone.
Okay, you can't play with
an infant. True.
Okay, there's a homeless man on the corner of my Starbucks that I guarantee he can't play Munchkin.
I'm sorry. It's houseless.
I think
It's housing impaired, I believe.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't carry it.
Let's just cut that. All
No,
right.
I like that. That was funny.
Who's your
Okay.
center, Q?
This is my last pick.
This is your last pick, brother.
Let's go.
Leaving so many on the table, just so you know.
Wait, we didn't skip power forward, did we?
No, your power forward was spoons.
Thank God. I want to make sure. Because I was like, wait, how many have I said?
I got you, baby daddy.
Okay. This one is the backbone of any casino. Not that I go to a lot of them, but let's just say it's one of
Horse
the best
gambling.
card games. No.
Organized crime.
That too. Blackjack, baby.
Yeah, blackjack. That was on my list.
It's a great, easy, quick play 4 or 5 hands of it, and you're like, oh, it's been 15 minutes.
yeah.
It's just a really nice, easy game to play, to explain. You're trying to get closest to 21. It's the most basic level of like explaining, but there is so much deep, incredible strategy to it that it's like,
Here's my question though, because
you can be good at blackjack.
my question is, there's not a single day I'm getting a taco over burrito. Like I'm always a burrito man.
Yes.
There's not a single day I'm going to pick blackjack over Texas Hold'em. That's never happened.
Completely agree.
Okay, I
Which
just want to make
makes
sure we're on the
sense.
same
I mean,
page.
his
Because if you
order-
have the deck of cards, like I never play blackjack because of that. Like, no, let's just play Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
I would say
It's also
if
1v1.
If it's like 3 people, I don't want to play Texas Hold'em with 3
That's
people.
true.
I play blackjack with 3 people. That's
Right.
easy to play with 3 people. One person can be the dealer, which who always play. There's no dealer playing in Texas Hold'em.
Right.
Texas Hold'em's for like 4 or more people.
It's you versus the
if
river.
it's under 4 people, blackjack. Always for me.
Yeah.
Okay, my last pick. There's a lot here. I have a few. Can I do a couple honorable mentions before I name
I
my-
wanna
definitely
hit
want
one
to.
after. Just
I
one
do too.
honorable
Okay,
mention, it'll be
let me
2
do my
seconds.
center, and then we'll do some honorable mentions. I'm gonna go with Coup. COUP. This game. Shout out to Allie in Michigan, our mutual friend. She showed us this game, and we really, I would say we went with a good 2-year period where like this was kind of all we played at the functions. I mean, we were constantly playing, this game, and it got to the point where certain people were getting targeted. It got to the point where you just never trusted the person. Me and Lacey had got into some shaky arguments. It's such an interesting game in that way with like how it works with the human, like just our emotions and like, the psyche. but like, man, is it well made? Just such a well made game.
It is.
Yeah,
It
it's
is-
actually
It's politics. It is politics.
It's
It's
BS,
actual
politics,
politics.
character cards. I mean, it's a really simple game, but the strategical elements to it
strategical.
strategical.
are crazy because essentially you get two characters and each character does something specific, but nobody else can see your characters. You can be anybody you want, and that's the part that
You
kind of
can
adds the
lie.
complexity. You can lie.
Yeah.
You don't have to say what your card actually says.
Hence the BS element.
Yeah. And it's like a fine balance because like people will catch up. It's honestly, it's a little pokerish. Like,
is.
you know, I got to
all
kind of
bluffing.
bluff what I have.
Yeah.
Oh, you're telling me there's 5 aces in a deck? No.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my 5. So
Damn.
for our
All right.
5, we have, I'm going to repeat it, Parker at point guard, Magic the Gathering, shooting guard, Balatro, small forward, Cards, Universe, and Everything, power forward, Dominion, and center, Munchkin.
Perfect.
Quentin, you have point guard, Yu-Gi-Oh!, shooting guard, Texas Hold'em, small forward, Uno, power forward, Spoons, center, Blackjack. I have point guard, Pokemon, shooting guard, Slay the Spire, small forward, Gwent, power forward, Hearthstone, center, Coup. Honorable mentions.
Yes.
Let's go one. Quick one, go.
One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece has got to be up there.
This
Marvel
was a
Snap.
Yeah, this was a moment between Austin and I. We were the only ones in our group of friends playing One Piece, and it was fun while it lasted. We kind of got out of it, but
I wanna
really
get
well
back
built
in.
game.
I really want to get back into it.
Yeah,
Marvel Snap. That was a big deal
that
on
was
the phone.
That took up so much of my time.
That took up a lot of your time, dude. You were like really into it. Quentin.
So this one for me is it goes way back for me. It's the first game I ever learned to play. I mentioned it earlier. I played it with my grandparents all the time. War. Gotta be War.
Okay.
I thought you were
mean,
going to say
it's-
Canasta.
What is it good for?
War. What is it good for? Only cards, not real war.
And making money, baby.
And making a lot of money for America. America, baby. Yeah, let's go.
All right, that is our draft 5. Let's get to our main quest. Roll it. Okay, so main quest time. Q, why don't you take us to a little lore core?
Oh, well, first, I'm going to get real quick into this. It's going to be really fast. I need to explain something real quick. I need to get
Go
a
on.
little bit of something out on the table. We
Let
got
it
to
all
do
out.
a quick distinction between a roguelike and a roguelite.
Ooh.
A lot of people don't realize. And let's be honest, there isn't a huge difference. It's a very, very minor, small difference. Yes. So, Parker, I might throw to you a quick alley-oop every once in a while, but correct me if I'm wrong. Roguelike, 0 carryover after death
Yep.
or game over.
Yep.
You start from 0 for every playthrough from the beginning. You may unlock some things that may be distinct later in the game, but you start from scratch every time.
Yep.
Roguelite.
Balatro, Slay the Spire, very similar.
Those are roguelike.
Like with a K.
With a K. Now, roguelite being different than roguelike, they're very similar. A lot of people misconstrued them. The similarities are there. It's fine. If you say the wrong one, it's not that big of a deal. But there is a difference. Roguelite, small to moderate carryover after death or game over. You grow a little stronger and stronger with each playthrough that doesn't reset upon you ending a run. Hades, Dead Cells, games like this, where when you get to a certain point and you unlock a new weapon, that weapon doesn't go away if you die. You can still use that weapon for your next run. Hades was great with that. Hades,
Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac is
Enter
actually,
the Gungeon.
Okay, I never played Enter the Gungeon. I always wanted to.
Great road light.
A lot of people say that the roguelite similarities with Binding of Isaac are almost so minimal that it's almost a roguelike.
I agree.
But stuff does carry over. It's almost kind of like unlocking the Jokers, even though you can just unlock them all if you want from the beginning in Balatro.
So
very similar.
lore to the lore, the term rogue comes from the game Rogue.
Yes. Because that was the first era of those games where it was hard cut.
Yeah.
When you die. Okay. So, history of Balatro. Balatro. A roguelike love child between a game of Texas Hold'em and whatever your favorite TCG game is, you pick. I don't care. One of them.
War.
That's not a trading card game.
Go on.
Basketball.
Bro, got him. Developed by anonymous solo Canadian developer that goes by the name Local Thunk and published by mobile game publishing house PlayStack. Balatro was released on February 20th, 2024 on Windows, Nintendo Switch, and all major consoles. Later launching on all mobile markets 1st of March the same year. To put it lightly, it's basically, I don't know if you guys would agree, 100% taken over the indie game landscape. It's the only game I keep hearing about. It's one of those weird ones where I kept thinking it was like a mobile game that I just was like getting jammed down my throat. And I was like, what is this? And then like people that I know
That wasn't a
on
game, dude.
Instagram. Bro's getting saucy over here. Bro had a little too much Betty booze, if you know what I mean. No, I just felt like it kept getting hit with a lot of like Balatro stuff, and I genuinely thought it was a mobile game. And I was like, I got enough of those. I don't need any more. I didn't know it was like up for awards.
Almost won Game of the Year?
No. Okay. So bagging itself a Game of the Year nod. So it got nominated for Game of the Year at the TGAs. It also got an award for Best Indie Game and Mobile Game.
Yeah.
So it literally won multiple awards. Like it's the first appearance by this guy ever in an award ceremony ever, obviously, Local Thunk. It's also one of the first games he's ever made.
Yeah.
He literally created this Local Thunk character or this company in 2023.
Yeah.
Imagine Christopher Nolan directing Interstellar, my favorite movie, right out the gate.
The first one.
Well, I want to get into that, but let's finish the lore because I want to talk about that specifically.
I would say not much from here. It's basically a you're playing small hands of poker against a house that has a minimum of money you have to get, and then you play hands of poker. Think of any hand of poker you can think of. And you get an amount of points, and those points vary depending on a lot of things I'm sure we're going to get into. So that's basically the rundown of the game. This Local Thunk character is 100% unknown. All we know about him is he is a Canadian developer.
Or them. Or her.
Them.
Or her.
They.
Yeah.
Is he like a Satoshi Nakamoto kind of thing where it could be a collective?
It could. It very well
I didn't
could.
even
We
think
just don't
about that.
know. Yeah, we just don't know.
I think I kept seeing everywhere I was reading that it was solo developer. So I
Okay.
believe
probably
it
a
is
solo developer.
one human being.
That would make sense.
I can guarantee it's a human being. That's the only thing I can guarantee.
Very skilled human being.
Very, very
Nowadays,
skilled.
we actually can't guarantee that.
So I don't know. I think with this game, it's just the constant progress and pain that just keeps you coming back day after day after day.
We'll get into the pain.
And that's Lore Core with Q. Let's get to our main quest. Roll it. So, Parker, why do you think we had you on for this episode? Why did we ask you for the Balatro episode?
Maybe it's because I'm addicted to it.
Oh,
And
really?
I spent so much of my time playing it.
Yeah, this is actually an intervention, and you have a problem, sir.
There seems to be an issue here.
I'm not going
it
home.
seems.
Well, it really has. I mean, it's taken over our lives. I mean, when I first heard of it was early 2024. Shout out to Connor. He was playing it constantly. I was like, what is this game? And he's like, dude, you have to play it. Kind of ignored it a little bit. And then as the year went on, I finally decided to download it on mobile, and I was like, immediately fell in love once I understood the process. You really are kind of thrown in blind, though.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know what planet cards did. I didn't know what tarot cards did. I didn't know how to level up certain things. So you just have to kind of learn on the fly.
Feels like a game from our childhood. You remember games growing up? They didn't hold your hand. They kind of just threw you into the mix.
It throws you directly.
It kind of
into
is
the mix.
refreshing to the game without an intro.
How about even reordering the jokers? Like
Yeah.
that?
Dude, I didn't learn that until like a couple days.
No, literally. Like having the multiplier at the end.
Yeah.
Like that is a whole game changer.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't even know that.
It's crazy.
There's a PEMDAS to the game.
We're gonna get so into it. Who has the first point? Who wants to hit the first point on the head?
Well, I think for me,
There's no narrative. There's no way to go.
I
here.
mean, I think the roguelite and a roguelike, like you mentioned, is a good point because for me, I do find myself loving roguelike games. Roguelite can be honestly both though. I love both. I just love any type of roguelite or roguelite games. And to me, when you were reading that, it almost reminded me like oh yeah, Balatro is a roguelite game.
It's a roguelike.
It's a roguelike
Okay.
game. And I don't even think of it that way. I just think of it as a card game for some weird reason. And it's only like the antes. And then it's like, but no, this is by definition a roguelike game.
Yep.
Trust me, I'm well aware. It's a roguelike. I hate to. I'm gonna be the first one to make a point, and it's a bad point.
Do it.
And I'm gonna be honest with my friends.
You've said that a lot.
I look at all of you around here, and I go, "These are all my friends," and I could be honest with them.
I can't wait.
I have not finished a run.
You have not beaten Ante 8.
I have not beaten Ante 8 on the big blind. I have been within literally 2,000 points. I had one of the ones where it was an extra big blind.
That's the worst. I hate extra big blinds.
I had an 188,000 points at the very end of the run, and I didn't get it. And I swear to God, I have a brand new iPhone I just bought like less than a year ago. I almost snapped it over my knee like Barry Bonds. It was the most mad I've been playing a game in a minute.
Well, and I love that like when you end, there's no, I got to close out my phone real quick. Or, I got to like close the game, or I'm going to try to escape this. You end and it saves.
Yeah.
You are done right then and there.
That is
soul crushing.
It's absolutely the worst.
You
It's
might
worse
get
for-
rewarded with a new deck type or a new, chip difficulty. Basically, the difficulties are in chips. But I had a similar situation. I got to Ante 8, which is I don't want to say the highest ante, but technically where the game ends. And
Technically when you win.
Yeah, when you win. And I got the needle. I don't know. Have you gotten the needle?
Which one's that?
You get one.
You get
one
hand.
hand.
That's a rough one. I hate that.
And
I've
had
gotten
built-
that one twice.
I got
on
my
the last
entire
ante.
deck built around 2 pairs. I had leveled it up to high, heaven, and no matter what 2 pairs I played, it was not going to beat this.
You're
ante.
not going to beat it for one
No.
hand. So, and that's where you have to, and that's another point of the game that I learned later on is you really got
Re-rolling.
you got to really watch your skip blind.
Yep.
Because it could be,
The skip blinds are crazy.
you could, dude, you ever skip a blind the first round?
Oh, I skip the first 2 almost
yeah.
every time I go.
Every
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Not every time, but the first one I'm almost always skip because I know if I can get it straight on the next one because I always do the red deck, which is the one discard. Trust me, I've never won a run, so I don't have any more decks than the
Well, let
first
me, let
5
me give
they
you some advice because you want to watch that because it's got to be a good skip blind. You don't want to just do it for no reason because that's an opportunity in your shop to find the joker that you're looking for that can start the whole run. So that's one advice I would say is like, don't always do it.
But there's a
Read it.
joker that increases your mult based on how many skips you do.
If
how many
you get
blinds
that,
you skip.
I mean,
That's a
dude, the joker that every time you refresh, it adds a molt. That one is so
I
satisfying.
love that one.
What's some of your guys' favorite decks? My off the top is the checkered deck. It's just very simple. I love a full house. It's
I only have the first 5, so I would have no idea.
you haven't gotten to the checkered.
You have to. So the way the game works is you play for the first like 6 to 8 hours, and if you don't complete a run, which I haven't, are you playing right now?
No, I'm looking up the deck.
Oh, okay,
Keep talking.
Austin's just doing a quick run. You have to beat. You have to win a run, which means go to Ante 8 and finish the big blind on Ante 8, which is round 24 or something like that. Something like that. There's 2 things to keep track of on the bottom. It tells you how many antes you have left, and then it tells me what round you're on.
Right.
And there's ways to get rid of antes, I saw.
Well, yeah,
There
you
was
can
a
mine it.
joker.
You can do like, which I don't like doing because I want to build up my deck. Talking about grinding, I want to grind so that my deck can actually be
I know.
the last ante.
Dude, I've done like close to 100 runs.
Well,
and I still
What's
haven't
one of
gotten-
your favorite decks, Parker?
I think probably the abandoned deck, and it's because it's so specific. The abandoned deck is one where you start with no face cards in your hand,
Ooh.
and it's all numbers. And I love my 2 favorite hands in the game are flushes and 2 pairs.
Okay.
I feel like there are king or jokers that really reward play around specific hands, and those two seem to be the ones that are the easiest.
I feel like everybody's different though. I think
Yes, everybody
For
has
me,
their own
straight
preferences.
full house. It's all I'm going for.
And that's,
See, yeah.
that's the fun thing about this is unlike poker hands, where you play full house and you trump so many other different cards, you can trump somebody with a two pair. It just depends on how well you've built that deck to play two pairs, and that's the deck building aspect of it. Is it's not like Texas Hold'em where it's guaranteed that you're going to beat the ante because you played a royal flush. It's going to get you points, but
Yeah. Well, that's the
True.
genius of the game because it scratches the itch of the aesthetic of Texas Hold'em. Like, I want to play a game that feels, for a lack of better term, like manly or like, vintage in some way. And that's kind of the
yeah. It
Balatro.
reminds you of poker.
It reminds me of poker. But at the same time, it scratches the itch of I want to build a deck. I want to see, I want to grind and I want to see how this works and this synergy works with this card. And I upgrade the planet for the flush, and this works perfectly with this joker. That is so satisfying when it works. But this game, you're gonna go through 3 antes where like I'm on top of the world, I'm destroying this. You're gonna get to that 4th ante, bam, and it's like,
You're crushed.
I actually suck. Like I'm actually terrible.
Or it's just pure RNG, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about
you
it.
discard 4 times in a row, the last 4 cards, and you almost basically get the exact same cards back again. And you're like, okay.
and the world sucks
So,
and you die.
At this point, this amazing cast of jokers I just got, half of them holographic, half of them polychrome, where they get the +10 mult or whatever that is, multi-chrome or whatever.
Times 1.5 mult is amazing.
And you're just like, oh, I'm good. But the best I can play right now on my last hand is a high card.
is a
ace.
high card. Yeah.
Oh, great. And I'm 1,000 short. I'm going to go throw my phone into a quick gutter. I'm going to throw my phone into this sewer.
The
I'll say
eye is my second least favorite blind.
what's that one?
No repeat hands.
That's a tough one.
Yep.
See, that's where, for me, when I'm building a deck, I always have my backup. Typically, I like to go high card as my backup because it's such an easy one that you have. And if you get that high card to like a level 7, there's a chance it's going to do,
True.
late game, it's going to do some numbers. So I do think, because my tendency is as soon as I feel like I'm going to lose this, I want to restart. I just want to do it there. So many times, though, I have persevered.
You'll weirdly make it out of there alive.
You think about it, and
By
you're like, wait a
few
second. If I do,
chips.
that's the best advice I can give to anybody playing this game is give it a second. Really look at your hand. Are you sure you've lost this run? Because I've had so many times where I've actually turned it around and made it to the next one, and I had no idea I could.
I don't
Yeah.
give up until the game gives up for me. Like I don't give
Me
up
either,
until game over
actually.
because
I haven't done that
good.
yet. I
That's
haven't
good.
done that yet.
skipped by the skin of my teeth so many times where it's like, oh my gosh, I barely won that $8.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the green deck is my second favorite deck though, or probably my favorite for the longest time. It's the one I played the most. That's the one that starts you.
Oh, at end of each round,
Yep.
$2 per remaining hand, $1 per remaining discard, earn no interest.
I
That
like-
one you can farm. If you play it right and you really watch what you're doing,
You're
you
buying
can,
jokers and
Yeah.
stuff with that one.
I honestly, the one I do, because I have that one as well. I haven't done that one. I actually haven't done a single run with that one yet. Because
You got to try it.
You'll be rolling in dough.
The one I do the most, I always go back to, is you just start with an extra $10 because I just
The yellow
basically
deck.
The yellow
buy-
deck.
The yellow deck. I
Yeah.
buy out the jokers as soon as
Yeah.
they show up.
Yeah, and and then just see like where you
And
can
then
run it
just-
from there.
But I guess we'll get into it with the rate. You guys keep going. I've got some ending thoughts. I got a lot of more ending thoughts on
Well,
this, I feel like.
yeah, I think that I guess now we could talk about, what this game in terms of like means for indie gaming or even just mobile games. Because to me, I wouldn't say I'm a big mobile gamer. It's not my preferred play, but I gotta tell you, being able to go on my back porch and just play this game on my phone is a really good feeling. And it's not like a Switch. It's not like even a PSP.
It's not a handheld.
No.
Yeah. But this game just flows so well as a mobile game. And the fact that it made this much waves at TGA is
Crazy.
I think it started as Windows, and then it went to consoles. So I played it for the
I
first
think it
time on
launched
the
on Steam
PlayStation.
and Windows like a day before.
that's
it
when
launched
Connor played
everywhere
it
else.
super early.
And then I got it when it ported to mobile. I'm really weary of mobile ports of anything. But
Me too.
this just plays so well. It's so polished. And I'm just like, I have to remind myself some guy made this in his basement. And it's so good right off the bat. I mean, there's so much to
It's
it.
so good.
The skins, have you seen the skins you can put on your cards?
I do them all. Yeah, I have the Witcher ones. I have the Cyberpunk ones.
Stardew Valley one.
The Stardew Valley ones.
I don't know. How did he get those partnerships?
No, I mean,
I don't know if he is. I have no idea. I mean, I think when it comes to the strip this thing down to its nuts and bolts as a game, there's no potholes.
There's really not.
No gaps.
No.
It's like it may not be the best game I've ever played, but it's genuinely a game where I'm like, I don't see a flaw.
well, it is a game though that if at one point, which I will stop playing it. Right now, honestly, this has been a game for the last 6 months. It's just been a part of my life.
But that day is not today.
It's not today. I mean, whether I'm on the toilet or like avoiding work, like there's just times where I am playing this game. But there will come a day where I don't play this game. And after another 6 months, I'm going to look back on this time and just be so like grateful and appreciative. Like, man, I love Balatro so much. It scratches all the right itches and I want to play it again.
Balatro is the perfect toilet game. You could do an
perfect
average
toilet
game.
run. You could do an average run in one session, but some of the things that I've played so many games or so many runs, and I'm still like discovering elements of this game. Like, I only recently discovered tags because I never skipped antes. I was super late to that party.
Yeah.
And
Wait.
I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know what tags do either.
I've gotten
What do they
some of
do?
my best jokers by skipping antes because you get a tag at the bottom of each ante. You'll see a tag for skipping it. And some, like your next joker will be a polychrome joker or will be a rare joker, or you'll get a planets card.
It's just by skipping you get the
I know. Skipping I do all the time, but every time I see
It's a
where
voucher,
it's the red
basically.
tag thing pop up, I never know what that means, and I always don't. I don't skip that.
You probably skip some good jokers.
Great.
See, and that's what's so interesting about this game as well, is because I'm still learning things. Like, this is a game that you're going in blind. It's not going to show you everything. You do have to kind of try things, but it does emphasize attention to detail, and you gotta read things. But at the same time, you turn up how fast this game plays, and I mean, it's just like, and it's like it's so quick and so satisfying.
Yep.
It's so well made. It makes me think like
perfectly made.
I feel like a mathmatician had to have made this.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so, like, to me, like, how did you make this so perfectly and so simple?
I mean, technology these days, an AI at this point is better than any mathematician you can.
I'm just so
possibly
stupid
hire.
that like there's
No,
no
sure.
there's
No, me
no
too.
way in a million years. I'm
No, we're
making
right
this
there.
game.
We're right there.
I've
with you.
only unlocked about 3/4 of the jokers. I definitely have a favorite joker. I have gotten 2 royal flushes so far. In fact, I got a royal flush within the first hour of
I got a
playing the
royal
game.
flush today.
Got the trophy for
An
it.
I've
hour
only
be-
gotten one as well, and it was within the first couple days.
Yeah. That very gratifying. It's not as gratifying as a game of Texas Hold'em
because
but
you're never upgrading a royal flush because
No,
you're
never.
You're
You're never
so
gonna
it's
get
like
it.
it's like what? It's like 60 times 8. And you're like, oh, it's not that good.
But for those who know, the blueprint is my favorite joker.
Oh,
I
but it
don't-
copies the ability
Copies the
to the
card.
right. That card is
Possibilities are
I
endless.
saw it for the first time the other day, and I didn't buy it.
you have to every time.
I didn't
It's-
even because I
you
didn't
get-
have a good joker to the right. I
It
didn't have
doesn't
a good
matter. Like, get it and save it. Like, every time
true.
you
I
get
didn't
the
even-
blueprint
I-
joker.
I
'Cause
just I went right past it.
you get a
Well-
multiplier and it copies the multiplier.
I know, it's crazy.
It's insane.
There's a legendary joker that this game I've unlocked. It's Yorick. So
Mm.
basically, Yorick
The
is
skeleton one.
It's the time. It looks like a frumpy New Yorker. I don't know how.
Oh,
yeah.
never mind. I thought it was the skeleton. one.
× 5 mult only after using 23 discards. So if you can early game Yorick, you get your 23 discards. You're getting × 5 multiplicative multiplier. That's and then you play a blueprint next to that. You're getting × 25 multiplicative. That's how you get those higher numbers. Because once you beat the 8th ante, you go into unlimited mode, and by ante 10 or 11, you're hitting multi-million-dollar requirements to get to the next ante. So it gets exponential after that.
Tyler,
Bro, I haven't even touched.
I've only made it to
this
ante
realm.
11. 11 is the highest I've been.
so this is what Tyler sent me. This is one score that he got. It's 6.690 E15.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Is that million?
That's exponential
No.
15 to the power of 15.
To the power of 15. He scored that. Okay. Cards played 222. Cards discard 195. What did he?
I want to see his jokers.
Ante 14, round 25.
That's crazy.
I mean,
Tyler
that's-
would get that far.
Yeah, Tyler's also grinding it like
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh gosh.
So
So interesting.
yeah, play this game, buy this game.
Easily worth the $10 on the App Store or whatever it is that you play on.
Easily. I would say the greatest card video game right now. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, is that controversial?
I don't think that's controversial. Are we getting into the review territory?
I think we're getting close to actual ratings. I would say let's give it a rating. I'm giving it a 5.
Okay.
It's a 5 for me. 5 out of 5. It's a perfect game. I don't want to say it's one of my favorite games ever, but if you were just like top 20 game, I'd have to think about it actually. But I would say it's a 5 out of 5 perfect game. I can't wait to keep playing it. I've played so much of it. That's my opinion.
It's a mechanical game, trims all the fat. There's no story. You can finish a game in 15, 20 minutes. It's super simple, but also incredibly complex. It's a 5 for me too. I tried to sit down and make a list of things that I would change about it. I can't think of a single thing.
No, exactly. I can't either.
Yeah. So mine might be a little different. I think as a game, it's a perfect game. There's not much. I completely agree with you. You rip out the bits and pieces of the game and you tell me like one thing that like, you would change. 0. Art style, music, the coloring of the fact that the amount of settings you can do for this simple card game is incredible. You can change where the buttons are at the bottom if you want, which one's to the left, which one's to the right. They've thought of everything. It's actually perfect UI design and game development.
But
my experience with it has been very negative. I have
You sore loser.
it's not so much a sore loser as much as I'm bad at the game.
Okay.
What
do you think the issue is? A patience issue?
No, because I play every day. I've hundreds of runs.
It's the randomness of it.
It's the RNG, and it's the fact that it's like
you've had really bad luck.
Yeah.
It's either really bad luck or it's like there are just parts of the game that I'm not understanding that I should understand better.
Give it time.
Look, I was ready to walk into here and be like, this might be the last time I ever play this game. But not for any reason that I think it's bad. It's so perfect. It's just, this isn't my type of mobile game at all.
Okay.
And I'm a mobile gamer.
Okay.
I'm a Clash of Clanser.
Oh.
I'm a Marvel Strike Forcer.
Oh.
I'm Marvel Snap when I was playing it for a second. I played that like crazy. I'm a mobile gamer. I love mobile game. PlayStack actually. I like. They have Armored Shell or not Armored Shell. They have that
Core? No.
No. They have a mobile game that I used to play. I remember seeing it today, and I was like, oh, I used to play that. It's like a hack and slash game. I'm a mobile gamer. If this was on like my Xbox, and I was playing it like here and there, I think I would value it more. The fact that I was playing it so much and I'm so bad at it, it made me realize that I was like, okay, I think as a game and for what I'm wanting out of this experience, I don't know if it was 100% it's not my cup of tea. If this is your cup of tea, which it's exactly your guys' cup of tea, it may be the best cup of tea you could ever
Well
have.
said. What would you give it a rating then?
4 out of 5.
Okay, 4 out of 5.
It is a Darjeeling
not a 4.5
cup
Four.
of tea.
I was gonna say if I had to, 5 out of 5 on execution, 5 out of 5 on just about everything. And then I was like,
But for you, it's
3
a
out
4
of 5 on my experience.
Yeah.
So
No,
4 out
that's
of 5.
very valid. I think that's
Citizen
very fair.
Kane is a 5 out of 5 movie. It's about of like how it was made, the influence, the impact. It's not my favorite.
No.
No.
It's a 4 out of 5.
You ask the
Yeah.
average person, they're going to call it a very boring film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
not
yeah.
like I prefer Casablanca. That's just like what I like more. I think that's totally fair.
Yeah,
and
that's my thing.
but
And I respect and don't blame either. When I was playing it, I was like, I get the buzz. I totally get the buzz.
well, and that's
100%.
where there's so many games we want to do on this podcast. I mean, we just talked about BioShock. We want to do Skyrim. We want to do these big games. It felt to me though like this was a game where it's just there's so much buzz. We just had the awards show.
It's huge.
We
right
got
now.
to talk about
It's huge.
it. And Parker, with how much we love video games and we love card games, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And thank you, Parker, for being on this show. Thank you for
You did it.
you did
We're
it.
here.
Thank you guys, and thank you indie developers. You know, this is a good
It's
year for
indie
indie
darling.
games, man.
Well, and that's because
Hades.
It's very good.
Yeah,
Very,
Hades too.
very good year for indie
Oh
games.
man,
I mean, so because it's interesting with like developers with their first game. Stardew Valley was the first game. I mean, this is when there are developers out there that they have this vision and they've always wanted to build this, and they finally are able to actually make the game.
Minecraft.
It was the first out of the gate game.
Yeah.
Terraria.
Mojang was a
I started
dude Sweden.
playing Minecraft when it was in beta. Like,
Same.
Really?
Same.
I never.
I got a beta
wasn't
license
that
from a
early on
friend,
Minecraft,
and-
but I watched videos
Yeah.
on YouTube.
I think it's sometimes, I would say almost most of the times, it's kind of like the first record's the best. It kind of is. Now, but then there's other times where it's like, you know, you have rock stars where it's like, no, they just get better and better. So I hope we get more from this guy. I think Balatro is so perfect.
Local Thunk, where you at?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe he'll make what's the game? A blackjack version.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Catch me getting straight up addicted to that game.
That would be so sick.
Wow.
Well, thank you, Parker, for having us on.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you so much, Parker, for
Parker,
having us on
thank
your
you for having
podcast.
us on to talk
I can't
to
believe
you.
you
Nick, get
started a
outta here.
podcast. You're talking about Balatro every day. It's
Welcome
great.
to my
I'm so
podcast.
excited.
I'm going to try that again. Parker, thank you for joining us for this discussion.
Thanks,
Nick,
buddy.
thank you for editing. Quentin, thank you for being
Hey,
beautiful.
Austin, thanks for being the cutest boy I've ever met in my entire life. Damn.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye.